Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yeah, yesterday's price is not today's price, and that's why we are here live with you all. What's going on, Big Ferd?
Oh, nothing much, man. Just kind of a busy week. I'm gonna be out of town next week, so yeah,
You
just getting
going
prepped
on?
up for
You
that.
going on a vacay, ain't you?
Yeah, man, it's about time, bro. Costa Rica, here I come.
Costa Rica.
Yes, sir.
How long you gonna be out there for?
Just Saturday, leaving Saturday, and then coming back Sunday, I believe. Yeah, so it should be a good time.
Yeah, that is a good time. Well, I tell you what. Before you go on your vacation, let's have a great show today. How about that?
I mean, might as well, man. It's been a busy week. Emerald City Comic Con last weekend, and now this. So we're good, man. We're good to go.
All right, man. Sounds good. And I am excited about this one. Anybody who tuned in last week, if you remember what Ferd said, he said it was one of my best FOC weeks. Now, we're all entitled to our opinion. But we did go kind of strong last week. It was up there. But I think I got some fire for you this week, my friend. I think I got something that you are really, truly going to love.
Okay.
And
cool.
With that being said, first, we're going to say what's up to everybody who's joining us live. What's up to a GT Key? What's going on, Funk Comics, DS, everybody that's down there in the trenches, how you doing? To those who tune in later on and listen to us and watch us throughout the week, we salute you as well. And today's the day. Hopefully you guys got your votes locked in for the exclusive giveaway. We are doing a giveaway tonight. I got something special for the people, Ferd.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Now, we did have a sponsored giveaway by our new friends from Cyberspace Comics, but I thought it would be cool because we do have some faithful people to go ahead and give a runner-up giveaway. So cool. there's those who went on my page and entered the giveaway. But then I'm gonna go ahead and do a runner-up because everything we do, what do I always say? We do it for who? We do it for the culture.
Do it for the culture, man. Do it for the culture.
We do it for the culture. So yeah. We're going to have a grand prize giveaway, which is the exclusive variant. We're going to run that at the end of the show after your segment. And then we're going to have a runner-up giveaway. Both of them are good. It's a win-win. When the grand prize or the runner-up. So we're going to do that. We got all of our entries locked in. We did have some people. Folks, this is why reading is important. This is why reading is fundamental. A lot of people like the post, but you didn't leave anything to comment. I had to keep it square. I couldn't put you into the entry. Had got to do it. So for the ones that did it correctly, the name's already locked in. We're going to run that after the show. We got a great top 10, folks. I got to be honest. DC Comics, they brought the heat this week.
Interesting.
It was a tough week. And DC usually does that. They'll take an off week where they don't have a lot of stuff. But then they'll come with, there's some weeks, like 1 week a month, they come with some fire. So, everybody ready?
All right, let's do it.
FOC top 10, final order, cutoff. All the shops put in their order the following week. So, Wednesday is New Comic Book Day. And then the shops put their orders in that following Sunday and that following Monday. So, what we like to do here with the Bad Boy Nerd and Ferd Bird the Nerd. You heard? What we like to do is
a lot of nerds.
I know, right? That's a lot of nerds going on. But what we like to do is we like to drop the FOC top 10 on New Comic Book Day. It gives you people time to lock in your orders, get them to your shop. You won't miss another hot book. You won't miss any variant covers. You won't miss any special offerings. 8 Billion Genies, anything hot that's out there, Star Wars 26. I had them all in my top 10. All of them were in my top 10 in previous weeks. I got the receipts. They're on my Instagram page. So here we go. Starting this week, without further ado, coming in at number 10. Let me cue up my notes real quick because the notes are important. Because there's always a reason why these books make the top 10. But I'll tell you right now, coming in at number 10, this is one of your favorites.
Okay.
You're going to laugh when you see who it is. This is one of Ferd's favorites, and he's going to know why when he sees it. But coming in at number 10, we got a pure cover play. I absolutely love it. We got, he's laughing because he already knows. We got Thor 27 from none other than Donny Cates.
He's such a good writer. Sticks the landing.
Cates redefined Venom, and I guess you could say he did something with Thor.
He did.
And in Thor 27, he puts those two guys together. It's actually a Thor Venom story arc. But if you know me, if you follow me, you know I love Raza covers. This is the Raza, Raza Predator variant. And if you look, you see Thor, he's about to go ham on this Predator, but he's surrounded by some other Predators in the background. I kind of like that. So, this cracked the top 10 just on the basis of being a hot Raza variant. Coming in at number 9. Now, number 9, this book has made the top 10 a few times. If you remember, I don't know, did you get the latest Red Hood that featured the new Robin?
I didn't get it. It was sold out at my local LCS for some reason. I think they
it was, of course, it was sold out, and I told y'all to go get it. Batman Beyond. So coming in at number 9, we have Batman Beyond number 5. Now, this for me, it is a great story. Sean Murphy does a wonderful job. It does introduce some characters, but for me, this is a pure cover play. Absolutely love this. This is J. Scott Campbell. Huge J. Scott Campbell fan. This is the Batman Beyond Harley Quinn version. Harley Quinn's just been I think it's Harley Quinn because she's just been taking over books lately. Yeah. And so this is cover B, and you know how I feel about that. A lot of stores sometimes they don't pick up enough cover Bs. So my gospel is to look for those cover Bs. Coming in at number 8. Now, sir, you're going to laugh because I declared last week that her time has came and gone, but she refuses to go away. And coming in at number 8 is a cheat. This is my first week doing a cheat, and I couldn't help it because when you see the covers, both covers are hot, and I wrestled with this situation, and I was like, you know what? F it. Let's just do a double trouble cover. Harley Quinn refuses to go away, man.
Man, I mean, there's a reason why the greats stay, right? So, I mean, you got to go with what your gut tells you, and I mean, I like it.
In honor of Harley Quinn's 30th anniversary, she keeps cracking it. On the left, what you have is Natalie Sanders. For those who know, Natalie Sanders does amazing magazine covers. Her magazine cover variants. This is Harley Quinn 22. This could have easily been a store exclusive, but it's actually cover C. So this is something that you are able to order. Cover C on the left, Natalie Sanders, sexy cover. And on the right, of course, yet another Ryan Sook Batman homage. This time, Harley Quinn takes over. Classic Dark Knight Returns. How many of these homage covers did you get, if any?
I think I got 2. I went a little light on the homage covers just lately in general, but I think I picked up a couple. I dug them, so it's all good.
All right, I got them all. Yeah.
Sweet.
Like I say, I stick to my guns. When I do an FOC, I actually do all the pre-orders to save that 25, 35%. So I scooped them all up. Cool. All right. Now coming in number 7. Number 7, this next one is again, if you watch this show faithfully, you know I always say this book is probably going to crack the top 10 every time simply because it's an excellent series. Coming in at number 7, we have Nightwing 96. What Tom Taylor is doing with Nightwing is above and beyond. And hand to heart, hand to heart, I'm not even DC fan like that. But Tom Taylor's Nightwing is top 3 comic books every month. Again, Harley Quinn refuses to go away. It's her 30th anniversary. Nightwing cover A, B, and C. They're usually all dope. You can't go wrong. A, B,
Right.
or C. But in this case, this is an Alan Quad cover C. I mean, it's hard to you got Harley with her hyena, and you got Nightwing with Bitewing. Can't say no to that.
Yeah, that's cool. I like the cover art. It kind of looks a little like IDW Turtle S type art. But no, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, this is one of those things again, cover C, a lot of shops probably won't even order enough of them. So if it's something where you like killer covers for your favorite books, plus again, Nightwing is doing a lot. There's a lot going on in the Nightwing. I swear by it. Tom Taylor and Bruce Redondo are killing it. This could have easily been cover A. It could have been cover B. Cover B is a killer too with Nightwing and Barbara Gordon. But I'm sticking to the guns. Harley Quinn 30th anniversary takeover. She wins yet again. So let's move on to number 6. All right, folks. Number 6, you got to stay with me. You got to trust. I'm trusting my instincts. You, sir, you got to stick with me on this. Number 6, we have Black Adam. Number 4. Have you been reading any of the new Black Adam series?
So I don't think I have 3, and I picked up 1. So I wanted 2. I have several copies of number 2. I really dig it. It's a cool take. It's new characters, fresh ideas. I like this pick. That's a nice pick, man.
Yeah, you nailed it. Starting with, well, actually, this is a new character, and they are featuring him prominently. This is Malik White. He actually debuts in the Black Adam number 1. He becomes the new Black Adam in issue number 2. Black Adam passed his powers on to this young kid here.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, for those of you out there keeping score, you do know that they snuck in some killer variants that extremely hard to get cover C for issue number 2. That all black first cover appearance of Malik White.
Right. Yeah, the version. Yeah. Super hard to get.
And then the ratio version, of which I got both. So, I'm buying. As you say, on the investors side of town, are you buying or selling? Me personally, I'm buying. I like this character. It's a very sincere character. I think it's going to go far. AOA, what's up? I did not know if it was Bud or Lou. I was looking for identifier marks. It's one of the two, but yeah, on that. All right, let's crack this top 5 and see what's cooking. Check this out. Again, your favorite. He cracked it twice. Here we go. Number 5.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Man.
Look, your boy is doing damage. I don't know how he sleeps. I don't know how he eats. I don't know how he has personal time. The man's doing about 5 titles, and he just debuted a brand new book for Image Comics. We are looking at Vanish number 1 by the one and only Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. So here's the skinny on this book. It's by Image. It's a mature title. So Donny Cates, the shackles come off. He can write and say whatever to his heart's content. I don't know much about the character. I believe it's a wholly original creator-owned character.
Yeah.
FYI, there's a ton of variants out there. I wasn't even going to bother going through them all. There's a ratio variant from 10 to like 200 or 500 and all numbers in between. There's a 10, 25, 50, 75, 100, 200, 250. I think there's a 500. There's like 10 different store exclusives. I happen to like this classic Batman McFarlane homage. That's the one I'm going for. Y'all can do whatever makes y'all happy out there. Yeah, Dollar. There is a lot of
DC. Rich, what's going on?
DC. I don't know if you was in here earlier. DC, they have a habit of they'll have a soft week. They'll have a week when they don't show up, and then they have a heavy week. This is their heavy week. BK Sean, you're absolutely right. Donnie is infamous for coming out the gate strong. He's just got to stick that landing. But it is a debut book. It is a number 1. Brand new character. Hop on the train. It's Ferd's favorite writer, Donny Cates, Vanish number 1. All right.
Me up, dude.
You're gonna love the top 4. You're gonna love them. This is Christmas.
Okay.
This is Christmas for Ferd, y'all.
It's always Christmas, man. Oh, sweet.
Booyah. Yes, sir.
That is nice.
Yes, it
That's
is.
nice.
Yes, it
That's
is.
very nice.
Hottest book last week, sold out immediately, had people scrambling. It was on my FOC top 10. I got the receipts. Yes, it was. I got the receipts. It's on my page. Feel free to find it. Star Wars 26, EM Gist, second printing. Dude, two things. A, I love second prints. I know some people got their feelings. I personally like second prints, and you know why. Usually they have a lower printing. Sometimes they have great art. I love the color scheme on this. I predict this second printing is going to sell out equally as fast. Lock in your orders now. What do you think about this one, sir?
Yeah, I managed to pick up a scrape, I should say, 3 copies of Star Wars 26 from last week, right? Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah.
I went to 5 different stores, and one store had a limit one. I picked the last one. So by the time I got there, they were gone anyway. And then, yeah, three stores were sold out by the time I got there around 1 o'clock. So, but yeah, I like both covers. I think I can't say I like one versus the other. But for some reason, I can't say I dislike or I like one over the other. I think they're both beautiful. So, and also the buyer's kind of market, you always say, like, buy what you like, and I like both. So yeah, there you go. We're definitely pre-ordering this one for sure.
Yeah, well said, man. I'm definitely wanted to buy what you like. I absolutely love this color scheme, just like BK Sean says. This background, this bold background with the colors. I'm a huge EM Gist fan, so this one easily cracked the top 5. It's going to be high on my order list. All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Number 3, sir. As much as you loved last week, woo! Here we go. Bow. Number 3, man.
Nice.
Look, Dr. Afra. Number 24, Sprouse, killing it. Choose your own variant. For those out there, if you're a Star Wars fan or a stan like me, you know who the hell Lord Momin, Darth Momin, is all about the action. What do you know about this character?
Zero.
Zero.
School me.
Man, yo, check this out. Lord Momin is all about that life. Not only that, this dude was on some horror movie type shit.
Okay.
Darth Momin was so bad, the Sith didn't even want to deal with this guy. He's not quite the ghost. He's not quite the ghost that Darth Bane is. Hopefully, I hope y'all guys out there, first of all, flashback to last week. I hope y'all really put in y'all orders for that Sprouse Darth Bane cover, because that's going to be a killer cover. Trust me on that. I put in an order for about a dozen copies, full disclosure. Now, Lord Momin is all about that life. He has rare appearances. So to have him on the cover with the double lightsaber, man, come on.
Double lightsaber. It's cool.
Come on, man. Yeah, that's killer. All right. With this type of heat, you probably wonder who's the top 2. It's pretty easy. Check it out. Number 2, this is a pure spec play, but also it's a throwback to an all-time classic. You're looking at Death of Superman 30th anniversary special. It's a one-shot. It's either double-sized or some giant. It's like 50 pages or more. It's got several artists. It's got several stories. And it has this guy, brand new villain that's going to be introduced into Superman's canon. I believe his name is Doombreaker. All right. Again, a lot of covers. DC spec, however you feel about it, but this is supposed to be introduced as a truly major villain that's going to be a thorn in Superman's ass. I'm going to tell you my first gut reaction when I saw this. I was like, is this like the same thing that Titan was for Hawk? Like, this is Doomsday's Doomsday.
That does kind of remind me of it, honestly. Like, I saw this cover initially, like a couple weeks ago, and I actually was thinking that, oh, maybe you were gonna put on your FOC.
You know me.
Yeah, but I didn't want to, like, I want you to do your own thing. But yeah, I kind of had a feeling that you were gonna, Goro, Seriously, that's definitely a callback. That's who drew this.
Rafael Sarmiento.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Rafael Sarmiento. It's like a cross between Goro and Titan from the Hawk.
Yeah, Yeah.
He's actually in the solicitations. He's described as a towering figure, which I'm like, yeah, Titan's like 30 stories tall or some shit. And then you
Yeah.
see here, Doombreaker. Of course, you know, if you're Mortal Kombat AOA is funny. Yeah, if you're specking, if you are, a blast from the past, Death of Superman, then yeah, you're gonna. So there are some covers for this. Cover E, you can order a cover E. It's a very cool die cut featuring Doomsday. This is actually cover J. From
Damn.
the little
That's a lot
research
of
I
covers.
did, this was not solicited as a ratio. I'm not sure, but it is listed as cover J, variant by Sarmento. And from what I've seen so far, unless there's a store exclusive, it's the only retail cover featuring the new villain. So there you go for that.
That's
I
cool.
felt like it was strong enough to crack the top two. Number one, you have no idea what it is. There's no way you know. This is just me digging around out there. So here we go. Plow, do you have any idea who this is and what's going on, sir?
0.
Zero. Zero.
0.
So did you read Tim's, I think it was Tim Seeley. He did a series called Robins, plural, where it was all the Robins together trying to solve a mystery.
No, it's I read Jokers, but not Robins. No, I haven't read
Yeah,
that.
so for those out there keeping score, I think it was Tim Seeley. He did a Robins with an S, and it was basically all the Robins in Batman's life come together. And it introduced who was turned out to be Batman's first actual protege, his first failed protege before he met Dick Grayson. It was a girl who goes by the name Jenny Wren, the failed Robin. So she's officially part of DC canon. This, what you're looking at, is Batman Superman's World's Finest, number 7. Superman and this little kid is said to be Superman's first sidekick, called Boy Thunder. He debuts in World's Finest, number 7. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting cover. Is that Batman? Yeah, that's Batman, right?
Yeah, of
In
course.
the background.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
And this is the cover. They're hanging upside down.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. That no, it's a cool cover. Yeah, very heavy DC. That's cool, man. I'm glad you picked some DC because they need some help.
Well,
no, these are all great
like I said, man, yeah, DC.
need some help. Need some help. Not like we're gonna push like 1 million orders or whatever, but they need some help.
Oh, yeah. I know. And the thing about DC, it's I got to give credit to DC. They go really great on the covers. They got the cover game locked down. When it comes to paper quality, and if my homeboy Dark Evolution was here, he would say it. They come correct with the paper quality. They do have that over Marvel, and they have great cover B's and C's. They got great artists locked down. So that's one thing going for DC. But this is a pure spec play. Superman sidekick debuting in the canon. For what it's worth, DC spec. There it is. There's our top 10. Thank you, folks, for joining in. You notice I breezed through that because I'm waiting to see what you got for us on the marketplace. So let's do a quick repeat of the top 10. Coming in at number 10, we had Thor with the Raza Predator variant, and this is going to be Thor with Venom. Number 9, Batman Beyond the White Knight, Book 5, pure cover play, J. Scott Campbell. Number 8, Double Trouble with Harley Quinn, Natalie Sanders, and another throwback homage, Dark Knight Returns. I love them both. Number 7, Nightwing, because Nightwing, and then Bitewing, and again, Harley Quinn, she won't go away. This is her month. Number 6, I believe in Black Adam. I believe in his new character, so he cracks the top 10. Number 5, Vanish. Number 1, Ferd's favorite. Number 4, Star Wars 26, second print. Love it. Number 3, Dr. Afra 24. Sprouse variant, Lord Moment making the cover. He's a killer. Number 2, Death of Superman, brand new villain on the cover. Cover J. Number 1, Superman's long lost sidekick, making the rounds. And there you are, folks. Round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get into the market report. Let me load that up real quick. Where's it at? I think you got to throw it back up there.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll
Yeah,
just
get
throw it
that
back
slider.
up there.
Yeah, AOA. Good. Not sure if he needed a sidekick, man. It's like he had a sidekick and he got lost in the shuffle because Superman's like, I already got a dog. You know, why do I need you? Who knows? But yeah,
Why do I need you?
he's gonna be canon. So there it is. All right, let's get these going.
All
All
right.
right, let's check out Ferd's market report, folks. Let's do this.
All right, thanks, man. That was a great list. My bias, I still like last week's list, but this was pretty close. I do. You put 2 Donny Cates books on there, man. I mean that right there.
Oh, I know that
Like,
made your day. I know that made your day. Folks, there's a
I'm
whole
just kidding.
inside joke about that, but we ain't gonna go there.
Big time inside joke. No, if you like Donny Cates, he's cool, like whatever, but it is what it is. So real quick, just kind of a synopsis of my past weekend. This kind of overall kind of, I guess, because a lot of people reach out to me wondering how the con went. So I went to Emerald City Comic Con. I'm from Seattle. Hit up Vintage Toys and Comics. He's Phil. He does one-on shows, and he has a pretty big presence on Instagram. So we went out there, and as far as exclusives were, it was kind of small. There was like Mad Cats was there. There was Aftershock showed up. They had a couple exclusives. The big one though was Whatnot Publishing had their Ash Can, and it was Emerald City Comic Con version of it, which was pretty cool. It was emerald and like kind of black. Mafu, or I forgot who drew it, but anyway, it was pretty cool. I want to say the overall market, people are still, you can dig around and find good silver and bronze. That's not really my forte so much, but modern, you just couldn't find a lot of good prices. Like people, from the amount of meat on the bone that you would have to pay, it was really tight. Like you would have to just hit a home run on every single buy, and people weren't really coming down from the prices. It was tough to negotiate. So I didn't pick up a bunch of back issues. But anyway,
Do you think that's the market overall? Because you do so much market analysis. Are people just stingy, like holding on to their stuff right now, or what?
I think it's just not a breaking point to where people are like, I don't care if I lose money at the show because I think or know I can get XYZ 3 or 4 months down the road. I think what's really going to break the market is if these vendors keep coming, because I see the same vendors at like shows, right? If they start going to shows and they're not selling stuff because they're overpriced, that's when I think you're going to see a little bit of movement to the downside, which is a buying opportunity. I work in finance, and one of the big things we watch is the 10-year note, and it's over 3%. So I think if you're an investor, that 3% mark is something to watch out for in anything asset related. It's healthy in regards to, if it gets like 3.1%, that's when you're going to want to say, maybe I should stop. Maybe I should look for deals, or maybe I should wait for stuff to crash. Cause that's when people are going to start really tighten up their pocketbooks or whatever. So anyway, I was going to mention this last week, but I kind of noticed that this weekend from the con and just overall like economic stuff going on, something to kind of watch out for. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay. So this is my first pick. Interestingly enough, Ultimate Spider-Man #1 and a 9.8. This is his first series, arguably the second appearance of Miles in the MCU. This was actually one of my first spec books I ever bought back in like 2018, late 2018. I sold a 9.6 in this book for $170 back in 2019. Yeah, it kind of breaks my heart a little bit, but this had, such is life, right? Pretty cool cover. It's the first, like I said, first solo series for for Miles. Let's see here.
I love this. This is that classic Ultimate Marvel cover. I love it.
Yeah, it's a really cool cover.
Those black edges, that black spine was tough, man.
And that's the thing. So I thought I had a perfect 9.8. It just wasn't coming down. So last year, this jumped up, I think in May, to 2K in a 9.8. It's dipped down a bit, about it's come down to life. I think it's the last one I saw is $1,000 in 98, but that's still pretty healthy. I think, even though I think just like last year in May, you saw some crazy kind of stuff going on in the investment world. So I think that's just crazy money, just pushing prices up and thinking it's going to go to 3K, but it might dip a little more. I don't know. I'm assuming it might. That's just kind of my speculation, but this isn't necessarily like a huge, like money wise, $1,000 is a lot for this book.
Yeah.
But from the market highs, it's 50% down, right? So that's a pretty big difference.
I just saw the new trailer for the new Spider-Verse movies. Do you think that will affect the price of this one?
I think it's there's enough like eyes, right, on Miles as it is.
Yeah.
And so in investing in books or whatever, I even think like maybe the Spider-Verse trailers won't really have an effect that we're hoping for. I think once, because it's coming out next year, like you don't even know what month, right?
And the first trailer is real, like nothing really happens in it. So
yeah. And
they're saving the juicy stuff for later.
right, exactly, right. So I think if you see like a trailer with a new character or like and it doesn't have to be like a major character, just a new character in general, that may flow into this book. I think what's really going to pop this book off from $1,000 to like 2,500 is a real life Miles, which is maybe 2 or 3 years away. We don't even know. So this is definitely this is like what book like I don't know if you do this, but when I go to cons, like I'm like, oh, I'm looking for a Secret Wars 8, or I'm looking for Edge of Spider-Verse #2, and I know it's going to be a while till it really pops off, but I'm going to pay this much, and if I find it, I'll pay it, and I'm going to either put on my wall or I'm going to put it away like in a don't look in like kind of bin and be okay with it. Do you do that?
All right. So do you have you go in with a plan, like a price point that you're hoping to find?
Yeah, and I don't try and say the whole thing like, oh, this last eBay sold for like 700. I just say, hey, what are you taking for this? And I kind of have an idea in my head, and I'll say, oh, okay, well, that's a little too, that's a little too much for me. Thanks though. And then if I don't, because you go to a con assuming you're gonna get a good deal, but like it's just not happening right now. I think maybe the holidays it might happen. That's just kind of what I think. But anyway,
hey man, that's good to know, man. That's good information.
Yeah. All right, let's go on next slide. Yeah, this one took me a while. This list took me a while, man. I looked at a few things in past, and I was just kind of.
Oh man, I love this book. I want this. Yeah. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So
I need this.
This was on my one sale yesterday. You saw it, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So, a homegirl Hillary, she actually ended up winning this book. I didn't realize that this book goes for like 20 to 25 online, but I found this in a dollar bin.
No way.
Yeah, a local shop around here. And I think just people just assume that, oh, Aranya is like a female. She may not have like a big presence in the MCU, or Sonyverse or whatever you want to call it, which is fine. But kind of the order of like spec, right? You want first appearance, first issue, and origin. I always think of those three. Origin obviously is like the cheaper one, but like they're the more kind of like satisfying book. You know what I'm saying? Like, like first appearance is cool, but like you see him for a page, and then first issue is like okay, but like you don't really. It's like they're starting a new story.
Right.
Origin for me, which I'm assuming is for like a lot of people, is like, oh, you get to like learn about the history of like this character and how it happened and all that stuff. But yeah, Liberty for sure, man. And like I don't try and beat up people trying to make a living. Like that's their bread and butter, right? But just kind of know that going to a con, and I want to say it's not just in Seattle or Washington. I hear that everywhere. People just are either waiting or they have enough money in the bank that they can hold on to those books. That's just kind of my assumption. But
interesting.
Yeah.
So 16,000 print run, is that how low is that compared to a normal print run?
So like a number one, right? So like Donny Cates Venom 1. like that print one's like probably like 150 to 200,000.
Okay.
And that's a number one book, right?
Right.
When you kind of get into the later issues like the 7, 8, or 9s where maybe a store doesn't really know like kind of the speculation, or like if there's a first appearance in a book,
Yeah.
it's probably like 20 to 24,000. So
All right.
so like I don't know what Invincible Iron Man #9's print run is, but like it's a key book, first full of Riri, right?
Yeah.
I gotta assume, and I'll look it up sometime. It's probably maybe 30,000, just because it's longer down the line of books, you know. So, this being a one shot, and probably the pitch to comic book owners were like, oh, it's just like a fourth tier like Spider-Man character that it's an origin story. I'm not, that's probably why I got under order. And this is the only cover. There's no newsstand. This is it. This is all you
Yeah,
get.
I love that. I love when it's limited to one cover. So you either got
Mhm.
that book or you don't got that book,
Yeah. And it's easier
Yeah.
to just like not have to think about it. It's like if you see it, boom, done.
Right. Right.
Have you ever seen this cover before, or seen this book
No,
at all?
man, I didn't see it until last night, and I really
Oh,
wanted this.
okay.
It put me on a mission when this popped up on your whatnot sale.
Yeah.
It put me on a mission to go get this book. I like the character Aranya. I
She's tight.
know I know Ghost Spider Gwen's getting all the love, but Aranya's dope, and I think for the benefit of your market research and for those out there listening, she's the type of character. She's right under the radar, like we know about her, but
Yeah.
the rumble, the spec play isn't so high that everyone's growing out there. What's going to happen is, and I predict this like I always do, what's going to happen is there's going to be some major influencer that's going to mention this book eventually, and it's just people are just going to go nuts. And someone like you, Ferd, you point these out on a daily basis, and I take your suggestions, and I go to comic book stores and just start snatching them out the dollar bins. And that's why we're doing this show now, for books just like this.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
All
appreciate
right,
that,
cool.
man. Yeah, I hope you find it, man. When I found it, I was kind of like, oh, this is a cool book, and so I just picked it up. And then when I looked at the price, I was like, oh shoot! But I was like, you know what? I'll put it in my went on auction. And good homie won it, so I was happy about that. So anyway, I got two more left.
Oh yeah, let's see.
All right, these ones
Yeah.
are kind of funky from what I remember. So
Good.
yeah, we'll see.
Oh, I remember this.
Okay.
I
don't
remember this.
I can't remember if you mentioned this or like a friend or whatever, why it popped in my head. But so kind of the purpose of like what I do for the show or whatever is this is like, I want people not to overpay. I want people to kind of know where the market's at. And then I kind of want like the third slides that I do. It's always like, okay, another type of like, you have to have a really long-term horizon kind of thought process, right? This is like your Microsoft dividend stock or book. So I was going to just pick the regular cover, but I was like, you know what? If you got some money from, having like, just successful shows or whatever, I figure why not kind of bump up the game a little bit? And this is like a long-term hold. And if you're not willing to hold it for that long, or something happens in the next 3 to 5 years, I think you can still get a pretty good price, especially at the levels today. So Wolverine Origins number 10. This is the 1 in 100 Trice Claws variant. A lot of people get excited when they see this book, and they think they got the 1 in 100 when they actually realize, oh no, it's the regular cover, which is cool.
You got to have that third claw, huh?
I got the third claw, man.
Yeah.
Joe Quesada variant, pretty cool. First appearance of Darkin, who's the son of Wolverine. So when you think about this, it's a little risky to like kind of put a lot of money into it. But if you enjoy that universe, this is kind of the book to get, right? Now there's a little bit of speculation, so meat on the bone with this book. So last year, I don't know if you heard about this, but my fourth bullet point, Marvel launched a travel website kind of around the time when Falcon Winter Soldier came out. And it was exploremagipore.com.
Really?
And yeah, so I don't know if it's still up, but one of the kind of like sites or the pages you could visit, it had Dakin or Darkin or whatever his name is as an option. Yeah. So I think I misspelled that autocorrect.
That's all good. We know.
We know who it is, right?
Yeah.
So there was kind of speculation. Why would Marvel throw like a little tea leaf like that? So there's assumption that he's going to show up eventually. But I mean, X-Men spec is tough. Do you agree?
Yeah, X-Men spec used to be the cream of the crop. But it's
Right.
like you mentioned last week's show, if anyone caught that show, Marvel, it seems to be their spec is heavy on the top 3 young guns right now, the ones you named
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
So everyone else specs, they pretty much have to catch up to that.
Yeah. And I also think like the mutants like will collaborate with the regular MCU, right? But
Right.
it's almost you could really have the X-Men just kind of be their own universe that kind of just taps in the
That's
MCU.
exactly the problem the MCU has to acknowledge.
Yeah, and so it would be tough, and I'm not a producer. I don't really know how that works and all that, but like you almost could just have them kind of like how Deadpool kind of is alongside the MCU. Um,
Right.
so I don't know what like for right now. What we know is like there's phase 4, 5, and 6, but is there like a phase 4, 5, and 6, and then an X-Men phase, or is it like X-Men like going to be part of that 4, 5, and 6?
They'll probably shoehorn them in on phase 6, because phase 6, if you saw
Mhm.
the Kevin Feige preview, just had a lot of question marks in there that they
Yeah,
didn't even. So that could be the mutants. It could be,
right, and
especially
obviously
with
they're
acts going on.
yeah,
You know how
yeah,
publishers, what they do now
sure,
is they try to coincide books with the cinematic universe.
right, yeah, and yeah, so anyway, back to the prices on this one. So I'm kind of going to rant a little bit, but just kind of thinking, this is where my thought process with this book. So last year this was going for 1,100 when like this is last February, March. So
Damn.
that's kind of like COVID time, like kind of the COVID kind of like era of high prices. Well, now it's coming back down to earth a little bit. It's not 2018 prices where it was like 300 to 400, but 600, which I think is still pretty expensive. But
Yeah, that's pretty up there.
to drop from 1,100 to 600, and then you add a year into like these shows being done. So you may have like, instead of waiting 6 or 7 years, you may be waiting 4 or 5, or just get it for that price, because it might start popping up again. And that was kind of my thought process with this book.
Do you happen to know the print run for this 1 in 100? Like, how many copies are even available?
I
It can only be a
didn't.
few hundred, right?
It's not going to be a ton, because
Right.
kind of like that 2000s kind of era where they weren't printing as much. And like, remember last
So
week when I was talking
theoretically,
about,
there's less than 500 even available at all.
oh, seriously?
Theoretically, if you do
Yeah.
just on math,
Yeah. Oh,
there's
just
like
on math. Yeah,
less than,
sure, sure.
yeah, it's just
And
less than, there's like 500 or less, period, to even
right.
own. Yeah.
And it's like Wolverine Origins number 10. Like who's ordering 100 issues of that book? Like maybe
Yeah.
Midtown, obviously, like the big
Midtown.
boys,
Yeah.
but like your local
Yeah.
guys, there's no way they're ordering, 100
Nah,
issues
there's
of
there's
this,
there's
right?
probably a Indiana Jones warehouse where there's a stack of these that aren't even in circulation. But it's
It's
good to have something like this to put it out there, because yeah, it could be one of those ghosts, as they call them, ghost books.
have you ever seen this book in the live or the wild or any of
The
that?
1 in 100?
Yeah, the
Never.
1/100
No,
specifically. Yeah.
no, never.
I saw one in Reno in a store in Reno.
What they want
Uh
for it?
and this was 20 last year, I want to say, or the year before. They wanted like 600 raw, and I was
Shit.
like,
Nah.
no, it's a white
Yeah.
cover. Like, you can go to
Yeah.
hell.
No.
That's good.
All
I don't
right.
like that
All
guy.
right. What we got? What we got for dessert?
So the last one, you mentioned J. Scott Campbell. Okay, so I'm gonna bring
Yes,
it back
sir.
to like your 90s in sync, Backstreet Boys, all the music you used to listen to. Just kidding. When I say you, I mean me. Uh, don't hate, appreciate.
Yeah.
And this is not Marvel. This is an Image book. Cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, Danger Girl.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh
Danger
yeah.
Girl number 2. This is the ruby red
Man,
variant.
do I see this price correctly, dude?
Yes, you sure do.
Freaking
Yeah,
Danger
definitely.
Girl, man, come on. All right, give us the dope on this. What the hell? Seriously.
Okay, so this book has probably been like shot around in many YouTube shows and all that stuff, but um, I I always think to like dudes like our age and like kind of what they wish they had, if they had extra few dollar bills or whatever, what would they buy for just their own pure kind of whatever. So
Right,
Danger
right.
Girl, Danger Girl number 2, J. Scott Campbell's like creme de la creme of the '90s cliffhanger. Um, so these are some raw sales were this high, and a 9.8 went for raw sale in 2021 went for like $2,000, two to
That's crazy
$2,500.
for a
Yeah.
Danger Girl,
For
which I
Danger Girl
love.
number 2,
Yeah.
and it's like, it was this limited series. There's no spec value in this. It's just like it's just a classic
Yeah,
J. Scott Campbell. It's just one of
yeah,
those books, right?
yeah.
Oh, good call, Liberty
Was
Hill.
this Image or Wildstorm? Who was this?
Cliffhanger. So
Cliffhanger, my bad.
Yeah,
Cliffhanger,
yeah,
yeah.
no, you're good. Cliffhanger
Yeah.
did Battle Chasers, which was
Yeah.
my favorite.
I loved all of that. That's my era when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's my era too. So, but this book, Danger Girl, was like my second favorite book, just because it was such a good yeah.
It was a fun
Yeah,
time. It was a fun time 90s book.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So yeah, 6K AOA in 2021. It's super rare. And I mean, if you look at this book, I mean, it's all red around, right? So the Danger Girl, the font, so the actual Danger Girl font, like you can see,
Yeah.
that's ruby red. And I don't know if it's like metallic or if it's got like fuzz on it or whatever, but that's why it's called the ruby red cover.
I hear that.
I couldn't find any sales this past year.
I don't know of any modern paper that's worth 6,000. And that's the only way to break it down. Like, it's paper.
Yeah.
You better be special, man. And I know Ruby Red and Danger Girl was cool, but you're saying it actually did sell for 6K?
So yeah, a 9.8 in 2021 sold for 6K. I looked this up on Cover Price. Actually, let me just
Nice.
double check that real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, a 9.8 in. Oh, I'm so sorry. A 9.8. In 2018 went for 6K.
Yeah.
That
Still.
2021, that's a raw price.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't have a picture of it, but that's raw in last year, 2021.
There's 400 of these in existence,
Mm-hmm.
and there's at least one person who really, really, really wanted this book.
Yeah. I can't imagine paying 6K in 2018 for a 9.8, but that dude is smart as hell, because you see my third little bullet point there. There's no sales last year in 2022.
Right.
This book is like, it's a Jace. The only thing I can think of is like, it's late 90s. It's short print run, and it's J. Scott Campbell. There's nothing attached to this at all.
He did so much, though. That's the thing. J. Scott did so many badass covers. It's like, other than, who had a great cover was this old Vampy back in the early 2000s. It was like a Vampy platinum cover that I used to own, which was a killer cover.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of reminds me of that. It's from that same era, that late 90s, early 2000 eras, when they did a lot of this. So, I guess there's this small market specifically for this Danger Girl.
Yeah, I love Danger Girl. I can't imagine paying this much, even if I had $1 million. Well, I probably would, but like, you know what I mean? Like that's like,
so lottery game. You got the lottery, you got $6,000 to kick around. Are you chasing this down, or are you going in a different way?
I mean, this for me, this hits like a couple points. It hits like Cliffhanger. I bought all those books.
Yeah.
And J. Scott Campbell is like, I mean, he's the dude when you're buying like just books or whatever. But just the fact that this book is so rare and it never goes for sale. Like there's some on eBay, okay, but they're beat up. But to get a 9.8, like, it'd be kind of cool just to tell your friends. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know.
AOA's trolling and he's cracking me up.
Dude,
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, man, like those 2 dozen fans got 6K to buy a ring,
yeah, man.
you know? So like
Yeah.
I was telling a homie on my whatnot sale, like I was like, man, you only got like 6 people save my, my show. And the homie was like, dude, you just need 3 people basically. And if they like your stuff and they're gonna bid on it, you could have 100 people. But if you
Yeah,
got
that's
3,
true.
you're good to go. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I agree with Liberty, man. Dr. Paul, he's like, it was featured as a modern, a modern banger. I don't know that this is a modern banger. That's kind of a stretch.
Yeah.
It's it's something. If you're part of the Cliffhanger family fan club, then sure, this is one of your grails. Other than that, nah, I'm good. I'm good. If for 6K,
Yeah.
I'm going after
Yeah.
a Jurjevic UF4 or some shit like that.
And I think, it's like, I think it's more for like, I wonder if this is like the rarest or one of the rarest, like J. Scott Campbell books, that's
It
maybe
might.
why,
Yeah, it might.
but
It might.
I mean, who knows, right? And there's different variations of this book too. It's been reprinted. There's a platinum version, so that kind of wires it down a little bit, but
Well, hey, good market report, man. Good stuff as always. I'm going after that Spider-Man Arana special for sure. Yeah, that's going to happen. Thank
yeah,
you for
no,
putting that on my radar.
of course,
Yeah.
easy find, man. Yeah, that would be a good one for sure.
All right, folks. Moment of truth here. Hey, let me go ahead and load up for those of you. Let's go ahead and stick around and watch and see who wins this. We did get one last final entry. He slid in. He slid in the whole plate. Good for you. I'm going to add your name to it. I'm not going to say who it is, whether they win or lose, but he slid in before the show started. And he slid in before the drawing. So he will be added. We're going to go ahead and do this exclusive giveaway brought to us by our friends at Cyberspace Comics. It's just a free giveaway. Plus, as part of this show, we will have a runner-up. So what I am going to do, you can watch this live real quick because you guys out there are our witnesses for this. The names are loaded. Again, some of you liked the post, but you didn't do the whole solution that you're supposed to leave a comment and tag a friend. So like half the people that liked the post didn't qualify. But
It's like it's like the dude that took the SATs and forgot to put his name and got like everything perfect, but he didn't get into Yale because he didn't put his name in.
Let's go ahead and share the screen. Let's just do this. This is going to take all of 1 minute. So let's go ahead and watch it. All you guys out here are our witnesses out here. All right. So the names are loaded up. Right now, what we're about to do, let's go full screen with it. We're going to go with the grand prize winner first. So let's get that going. We're going to do a nice long spin. I got the music loaded. Nice and dramatic. Here we go for the grand prize of the exclusive Yoon variant Predator #1. Here we go. You like that music?
No, that is very dramatic. Sounds like a 007 or like a mystery type.
You can't see me dancing. I'm over here doing a hula dance. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh!
JT!
Hold on. It's still going. Oh! Yep, it's official.
Nice.
It's official. JT Comics, congratulations. We'll put the word out. Anyone who knows him on Instagram, you go ahead and put the word out. I don't know if he's watching or not. Let's get his name off the board. And now let's go ahead. And we're not going to go all long like that. Let's do the runner-up. 10-second spin. Let's change up the music. Here we go. Something nice and simple. All right. This is for the runner-up. You don't even know what you're going to win, but I'm going to announce what the runner-up prize is. Here we go. Bring out the banjo.
Very nice.
Oh.
There it is.
Nicholas, my man, Nicholas Katow. All right. So congratulations to both our winners. Back up in here. So Nicholas, you can watch this later. but you will be announced. You actually win a set of near mint 8 billion genies. 8 billion genies number 4, cover A, and number 4, the cover B superhero cover. Both of these are spec and very high, $10 books each, $20 value. Congratulations to both our winners. I love doing giveaways, man. We should do this more often.
Yeah, we need to get more books. Oh, bro, did you tell the people about your new Instagram handle?
No, it's Bad Boy Comic Sales. Look, I post, if you're watching the show, I just assume that you're actually following me. So I'll be posting stories. Basically, I go heavy on FOCs. We both do. And I got to get rid of some books. They're all keys. They're all keys. They're all specs. They're all number ones, first appearances. They're all either at market or below market. But the cool thing is you ain't got to deal with eBay's crazy prices. You ain't got to worry about paying taxes. You can just order directly from me. I'll ship it to you, Gemini mailer, just like I do everything. Family and friends on PayPal. Too easy. I just shipped. Someone just bought like 5 8 billion genies, like number 1, second print, 2, 3, and 4, like a whole stack of them for me. And I gave them a deal. I knocked off like 20%. You can just hit me up and say, hey, I make deals, dude. A sale is a sale. If you want a book, I'll make a deal with you. So there you go. Congratulations to the winners. We'll announce them on Instagram. Do you have anything else? I'm good for the night. I'm happy.
Oh, yeah. That was a great show. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And what else to say? I won't be here next week. I don't know if you'll be able to do a show solo. I'm sure you'll be fine. But I will be
solo, but it's not gonna be safe without you. But yeah,
I mean, I'll be watching from like the beach when I'm sipping on a Mai Tai or something like that.
Hey, that's what you can do, man. Just tune in from the beach and make me jealous. Just jump in.
No, I won't do that.
We'll see what happens. Maybe I can get a guest. Maybe I can get like a guest on here or something. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what, Dr. Paul? If you're still here, get your ass on here. You come in and hang out with me. We'll do that.
Yeah, he's probably nicer than me. He's probably nicer to Donnie Cates than me, but yeah,
he's like and this is, and when I don't say this in disrespect at all. He's like the Mr. Rogers of comic books, like this guy, and I don't mean that in like a boring way, but his style is just so relaxed. It's like a Bob Ross style. It's so educational. It's so comforting. Like the way he said, hit me up to go. It's like the way his presentation is so happy tree. Like I tune in on his videos and watch it, and there it is, man. You learn so much about pressing and cleaning. So yeah, cool. We might have one.
yeah, man, come on. And I may dabble. I may have to hit him up for some pressing kind of techniques or whatever. I'm trying to step up my game a little bit. So
yeah, for sure. All right, man. Oops, I'm out of here. That was a great show. It's like you said you still think last week was fire. I think this one took the cake. There's some great specs coming up in the near future in the next 2 weeks. So you definitely, if you don't come in live, you definitely want to watch the show later. Yeah. Thanks for everybody. Everybody down in the trenches for hanging out with us live. Watch the show later on. Anything else you got, sir?
Yeah, just if you're going to any cons, it's con season. This is what I learned from the con this past week. I know we got Rose City coming up and some other smaller cons. Just be very wary of overpaying and not paying last year's prices. That's kind of what I learned overall from this past show. And if you can dig in those long boxes, you'll find some stuff, man. I'm gonna try and put some more quarter bin like kind of options out there in my next shows or whatever. But it's still out there, man. You just gotta dig a little bit and memorize some stuff and know what to look for. So
all right, folks, you heard him. You heard him. What did he say? Don't pay yesterday's price.
Don't ever do that, especially in last year's price. Ugh. Good Lord in heaven.
Yesterday's price is not today's price, and it ain't last year's price. All right, folks, that's it for us. Take it easy, man. I see you around on Instagram. You doing a Whatnot show, or are you done?
I'm done, man. I did my Whatnot show yesterday. Thanks for joining in yesterday. It was fun to have you interact and stuff. And I got your books out today.
Yeah, send my shit before you go on vacation.
Dude, bro, I went to the post office after my show, immediately dropped them all off. So it's on its way.
Wow, you are a trooper. That's awesome.
I didn't want to forget.
Good. All right, everybody. Y'all take care. Be